Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video where I compared the prices of buying Lego parts from the Lego Pick-a-Brick wall at a certified Lego shop or a Lego store, and if you're to buy them from Bricklink. If you're interested to check out the results, do watch that video and follow the link in the card above or in the description below. That video is pretty useful, especially if you're thinking about hunting for parts to build your own MOCs. Recently, I was in Japan and I visited the Lego Discovery Center in Tokyo. There was a Lego shop there and they had a pick-a-brick wall, but they don't go by the cup because in a typical pick-a-brick wall in most stores, you basically can choose between a large cup or a smaller cup and you can fill it with as much bricks or parts as you want, and as long as you can put the cap on the cup, you basically can purchase the larger cup or the smaller cup for a fixed price. In the LEGOLands Discovery Center, and I understand from LEGOLands around the world, the system is a bit different. It goes by weight. So basically, you would put as many parts as you want within a bag and they would weigh it and you would pay by weight. And in the case for Japan, you would pay for every 50 grams, and that was 500 yen for 50 grams. 500 yen works out to be about $450 US. While I did not need anything specific from the pick-a-brick wall in Japan, I decided to try an experiment. I had never used this weight system before, so I wanted to buy a bag or two and compare the value of the purchases to a regular pick-a-brick wall, which goes by the cup, or if I were to purchase the same amount of parts from Bricklink. And this is how I approached the experiment. I used the price of a standard large pick-a-brick cup as the base value. Now I know the price of the cups vary from country to country, but in Asia, generally one large cup will cost about $22.50 US. So I used that as my base value. As the weight for parts from the LEGOLands Discovery Center went by 50 grams, I basically bought 250 grams, which brought me to a cost of $22.80 US. So that's a pretty fair comparison. A standard large cup would cost me $22.50 and this bag cost me $22.80. So I used that as the baseline and I filled it all with one kind of parts, and because that's the part I felt I would use the most. If not, I really didn't want to buy any parts. And I bought all 2x2 tiles. So I considered this very functional, useful parts. So I filled the bag with these white tiles. And I can tell you offhand, I knew that I would not be getting as much value with the weight system than the cup system. But I was interested to really know what was the breakdown. So here it is. With this entire bag of 250 grams, which cost me $22.80, I could get 437 tiles. From a price per part, that would cost me 5 US cents per tile. On the other hand, for a pick-a-brick cup, which I got from my pick-a-brick wall, and these are also all 2x2 tiles, this cost me $22.50, but I got 782 tiles. That's almost twice the amount of tiles. And my price per tile is just under 3 cents. So I get much more value from the standard pick-a-brick wall, which goes by the cup. As a matter of interest, I wanted to compare it to Bricklink, so I worked it out a bit differently. I basically started with the cost of $22.50, which is the base value of the large cup. But I did deduct $5, which is the local shipping, which gives me a price of $17.50. The average price per part for a 2x2 tile is just under 4 cents. So for $17.50, that would mean I would get a total of 473 tiles based on that price per part. That is pretty close to the amount of tiles I got by the bag in terms of weight, but it's still a bit better value on Bricklink. So the conclusion is you get the least value from the pick-a-brick wall if you go by weight, and you get the best value if you go by the cup. Now, if I were to compare Bricklink and the weighted bag, the value is about the same, but of course, with the pick-a-brick wall, you are limited by what parts there are in the wall. So given a choice, I would always go with the pick-a-brick wall with the cup. And there's several reasons for that. Number one, of course, is the value. You just get so much more value. Number two is It's almost a bit of a game when you go for the pick a brick wall with the cup, because you're trying to stuff as many parts as possible inside, and you have a variety of parts to work from. Now, of course, this particular cup was all filled with just one type of Lego part. But if you go for a cup with different parts, it's really like a game. For example, this cup over here, it's filled with different parts, and you try to stuff as many different parts as possible to try to game the system, to try to get as much value as possible out of the single cup. So I attach a value to the experience of just trying to stuff as many different parts as possible into a single cup, and then trying to close down the lid and then trying to get the best value. However, when you go by weight, you can't really game the system because it's by weight. They put all the parts onto a digital scale, and you really have to remove parts or add parts to get to the exact amount. So you can't game the system, so it's not that fun that way. Having said that, I think it is possible to get decent value out of the weight if you go for really light and small parts. For example, these parts over here, such as a 1x1 plate, a 1x1 round stud, 1x2 towels, these grill parts, or I think the best value is probably these plant parts. Now, you could probably get a lot of parts for these plant parts if you fill them up in this bag, because it goes by weight. In a scenario like that, I think you could probably get a lot of value out of it, but I'm not sure. I haven't done the exact test or experiment or comparison, but that is what I probably would do. So if you do go to a LEGOland or Lego Discovery Center and do want to get something from the pick a brick wall, avoid all the big heavy pieces, go for these light pieces. Because I would also attach value to the experience of going to one of these LEGOlands or Discovery Center, especially if you're traveling to another country or city purely to visit the LEGOland or Discovery Center. Then I attach a value to that experience as well, and sometimes you just want to come back with some souvenirs, or you do want to buy something just to commemorate that visit. In that case, even if this bag is slightly more expensive, it more than compensates for the value of the experience of traveling all the way to the location to purchase something. So keep that in mind as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I recommend you watch it in conjunction with my previous video, as it will really show you what's the best value you can get when buying parts from Bricklink or a pick a brick wall. Please share with me your thoughts and experiences of buying Lego parts by the weight, by the cup, or from Bricklink, and what's your favorite method? And do you have a favorite Lego store that you think gives you the most value for your Lego parts? If you liked this content and the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.